On today's video, I'm going to discuss absolutely everything you need to know about the Cane Corso, including their origins, temperament, trainability, exercise and grooming requirements, as well as things that you must own. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. The Cane Corso is an impressive looking Mastiff type dog that's native to Italy, where they were originally bred to guard, herd and hunt, although they are also highly prized as companion dogs too. They are still a very popular choice in their native Italy thanks to their impressive looks and kind, loyal natures, but less popular here in the UK simply because the breed is less known in this part of the world. The breed is not recognised by the Kennel Club, but these impressive dogs are recognised by the American Kennel Club, and anyone wanting to share their home with a Cane Corso would usually have to agree to go on a waiting list because very few puppies are available every year. The Cane Corso is a descendant of ancient breeds native to Italy, both of which were Mastiff type breeds that in turn were descendants of the Canis pugnacii, which was a dog that was around in ancient Roman times. In fact, the Neapolitan Mastiff as well as the Cane Corso are descendants of this dog, a war dog that boasted a renowned reputation for being strong, courageous and loyal. The Cane Corso is a lighter type of Mastiff and a very adept hunter and working dog, whereas the Neapolitan was that much heavier and stockier. There are records of the Cane Corso that go back to as early as 1137 AD, and their name describes a lighter type of Milesian dog and one that was robust and sturdy. With this said, the breed has been known by other names, which includes the Dogo di Puglia, and they were also highly prized that they were often used to describe men who were proud with strong attitudes. In ancient Roman times, the Cane Corso accompanied legions in battle and on their forays into foreign lands, which included Britain. It was in Britain that the Romans found native dogs known as the Pugnaes Britanniae, which they took back to Italy with them and which they crossed with their own native dogs, which are thought to be responsible for the undershot jaw of the Cane Corso. The Cane Corso faced extinction by the 1970s, with dogs only being found in the remotest areas of the land, which included the most southern regions of Italy, where locals still used and trained their dogs to hunt and work as farm dogs. The breed was saved by Sig Bonetti, who was an enthusiast of this type of dog and was keen to save an ancient breed. Together with a student by the name of Stefano Gandolfi, he set up a centre in Mantova to save the breed from vanishing altogether. They used a black dog called Duneo, which was crossed with a female called Tipsy, and they produced the first important litter for the recovery of the breed in modern times. By 1983, a breed club was established called the Society Amatori Cane Corso, and the breed was officially recognised by the ENCI. 2 years later, in 1996, the Cane Corso was given FCI recognition. Breed numbers started to rise, although some people believe that dogs we see today are not like the dogs of yesterday, being that much heavier and larger today than they were in the past. The Cane Corso was finally recognised as a breed in its own right by the UKC in 2008, but as of June 2016 they have not been recognised by the Kennel Club here in the UK. These large and impressive dogs are a very popular choice in America and have gained a big fan base in the UK thanks to their handsome looks and loyal, intelligent natures. The Cane Corso is known to be a reliable, trustworthy and loyal dog that forms strong bonds with their families, becoming totally devoted to them. They boast having a strong protective instinct, although they are gentle and affectionate by nature as well. They tend to be a little aloof and wary when they are around people that they do not know, but would rarely show any sort of aggression towards a stranger, preferring to keep their distance and just let their owners when they are around. Once they get to know someone, they are generally fine around them. And it is worth noting that a Cane Corso matures slowly and never really reach full maturity until they are around 4 years old. They are not the best choice for first-time owners because they're the sort of dog that needs to be trained and handled by someone who is familiar with the needs of the breed of this similar type of intelligent large dog. Without the right sort of socialisation and training, the Cane Corso can become an unruly dog that's hard to manage and live with. These dogs are never happier when they know who the boss is in the household and will happily accept their place in the pack as long as they have been well handled right from the word go. The Cane Corso tends to form a strong bond with one person in the household, although they are always devoted to everybody in the family. They are a good choice for people who lead active outdoor lives and who live in the country environment and boast large, secure back gardens. They're a good choice for people where one person is usually around when everyone else is out of the house because these large dogs thrive on human company and do not do well if left on their own for longer periods of time. If they are left for their own devices, they quickly become bored, and this is where things can lead to developing all kinds of unwanted behavioural issues, which includes being destructive around the home. And they're not a good choice for people who lead more sedentary lifestyles and who live in apartments. Although lovely dogs to have in a home environment, it's worth noting that because they are brachycephalic, the Cane Corso does have a tendency to snore quite loudly, and they do drool quite a lot. They're also known to pass wind a lot, which paired to the fact that they shed considerably during spring and then again in the autumn, means they are not the best choice of people who are very house proud. Another thing to bear in mind is that a Cane Corso must be taught that being left on their own is not a problem, and the best way of doing this is to start leaving them on their own devices for short periods of time. If a dog stresses out and becomes destructive around the home, they're not ready to be left, which means starting all over again and leaving them for a few minutes before returning, all the while remaining very calm and to gradually build up the time over a few days. It must be said that some Cane Corsos never accept being on their own, which is why they are better suited to people who work from home or in households where one person stays at home when everyone else is out. The Cane Corso is not a good choice for first-time dog owners because they need to be handled and trained by people familiar with the specific needs of a large and intelligent dog. Because they can show a more dominant side to their natures if not well trained and socialised, a Corso might get the better of anyone who is not used to this type of Mastiff breed. The Cane Corso was trained to hunt and to guard, but they are not known to have high prey drives, and providing they have been well socialised from a young enough age, they usually tolerate being around other animals. With this said, care should always be taken when walking a dog off the lead, especially in areas where wildlife and livestock might be there, just to be on the safe side. The Cane Corso is a serious dog, although when they are puppies, like all puppies, they are boisterous and playful. They thrive in a home environment and love nothing more than to be involved in everything that goes on around them, which includes playing interactive games with their family and their kids. The Cane Corso needs enough space to express themselves, and being such large dogs, they benefit from being able to run around free in a secure back garden as often as possible. As such, they are not adaptable and will not be happy living in an apartment setting. The Cane Corso is not known to be a barker, although any dog that's unhappy or left on their own for any length of time might start showing barking incessantly as a way of getting attention. With this said, a dog would quickly let an owner know when something they don't like is going on in their environment, but would not generally bark for no reason. Some Cane Corsos like swimming and will take to the water whenever they can, more especially when the weather is hot. However, if anyone owns a dog that does not like water, they should never force them to go in, because it would just end up with scaring them. With this said, care should always be taken when walking a Cane Corso off the lead anywhere near more dangerous watercourses, just in case a dog decides to leap in and then needs rescuing. Bearing in mind that they are a brachycephalic breed and dogs with shorter muzzles often have trouble breathing, especially in water. The Cane Corso is a natural watchdog, which is a trait that is deeply embedded into a dog's psyche. This, together with their need to protect, makes them formidable and impressive watchdogs that will put any wrongdoer from coming onto a property that they live on. The Cane Corso is very intelligent and they like nothing better than to please their owners. As such, in the right hands with the correct amount of socialisation, they are easy to train and easy to handle. However, these large, smart dogs need to know their place in the pack and who to look for direction and guidance to be truly well-rounded, obedient dogs. Without this, a dog would quickly take on a more dominant role, making them a lot harder to live with. It cannot be stressed enough the importance of early socialisation with these dogs, and their training has to start early and be consistent throughout their lives to prevent them from showing a more dominant side to their natures. This could lead to a Cane Corso becoming unruly and therefore unmanageable to the point of being quite dangerous. However, in the right hands and with the correct amount of training and exercise, the Cane Corso grows up to be an obedient, mature dog that's a pleasure to have around. Puppies must be taught the limits, boundaries and ground rules right from the word go so they understand what an owner expects of them. A Corso puppy may be cute, but they are also intelligent, quick-witted and strong-willed, which means that with the right sort of handling and direction, they could quickly become unruly and willful. Cane Corso males can grow 62 to 70 centimetres, weighing 40 to 45 kilos, with females being 58 to 66 centimetres and weighing a similar amount. The Cane Corso is a large dog and one that boasts a great deal of muscle tone, which adds to their very powerful and athletic appearance. They are quite imposing, but at the same time they are well proportioned, even though they have large heads typical of Mastiff type breeds. Their skulls are broad but get flatter just behind a dog's forehead and towards the back of their heads, making them brachycephalic. There is quite a deep furrow at the front of a dog's head and their stop is well defined. When seen from the front, a dog's skull is slightly curved and wide, whereas when seen from the side it appears to be an irregular curve. Muzzles are short and deep, yet very powerful, looking being just as wide as they are long, with dogs having level bridge to their noses. Their upper lips hang down so they cover the lower jaw. The Cane Corso has a strong, slightly undershot, powerful jaw, and their noses are black and large, with dogs having open nostrils. Their eyes are oval, medium in size, and set so dogs look directly forward. These dogs always have a keen, alert, and intelligent look about their eyes, and their ears are medium in size, triangular shape, and droop down, being set wide apart on a dog's head. Necks are very muscular and strong, being the same length as a dog's head, and shoulders are well muscled and long, being set obliquely, with dogs boasting powerful straight front legs. A Cane Corso's body is longer than these dogs are tall, but they are compact and sturdy, with dogs having well-developed chests that reach to their elbows. Withers are nicely pronounced and are higher than the croup. Their backs are firm and well muscled, with dogs having short, powerful loins, with their croups is wide, long and sloping. Their back legs are powerful, with dogs having strong and well-developed lower thighs. They have cat-like feet, with their back feet being less compact than their front ones. Tails are set quite high and are thicker at the root, which dogs carry high. When it comes to their coat, the Cane Corso has a short, very dense and glossy coat with a slight undercoat. They come in a variety of colours, which include black, plum grey, slate, light grey, light fawn, deer fawn, dark fawn and tubby. The average life expectancy of a Cane Corso is between 10 and 11 years when properly cared for and fed an appropriate good quality diet to suit their ages. Like so many other breeds, the Cane Corso is known to suffer from a few hereditary health issues, which are worth knowing about if you're planning to share your home with one of these large and impressive dogs. The conditions that seem to affect the breed the most include hip and elbow dysplasia, cherry eye, ectropion and entropion, which are issues that affect the eyelids, cardiomyopathy, epilepsy, wobbler syndrome, thyroid issues, demodectic mange, allergies, bloat and cruciate ligament issues. The Cane Corso boasts having a short, dense, glossy coat which makes them low maintenance on the grooming front. However, they do need to be regularly brushed just to keep on top of things and to remove any dead and shed hair from their coats. Like other breeds, they tend to shed the most hair during the spring and then again in the autumn, when more frequent brushing is usually necessary. With this said, at other times of the year, a weekly brush and a twice weekly wipe over with a chamois leather will keep their coats glossy and tidy. Because the breed is known to suffer from skin issues, it's essential to keep an eye out for any flares that they have treated sooner rather than later, because it turns into a real problem that can be hard to clear up. It's also important to check a dog's ears on a regular basis and to clean them when necessary. If too much wax builds up in a dog's ear, it can lead to painful infections which can be harder to clear up. And in short, prevention is often easier than cure when it comes to ear infections. Having the right grooming tools to keep a breed's skin and coat in good conditions make the task that much easier. The tools needed to keep a dog's coat looking good are as follows, and as always, the links to the best prices can be found in the description box below. But I recommend a grooming glove, a chamois leather, a slicker and bristle brush, a fine-tooth comb, nail clippers, a pair of round-edged scissors, and dog-specific shampoo and conditioner. The Cane Corso is an athletic dog and they like to be given a regular amount of daily exercise combined with enough mental stimulation to satisfy their active minds. They enjoy many activities and this includes going out with their owners on walks, accompanying them on cycle rides, and they enjoy being with people that they are out and about, even if that's going out on their bikes or even going alongside with you on horse rides. A good 60 to 80 minutes a day would be enough to keep a Cane Corso happy, fit and healthy. With this said, a shorter walk in the morning would be fine, but a longer, more interesting one in the afternoon is a must. These dogs also like to be able to roam around a back garden as often as possible so they can really let off steam. However, the fencing has to be extremely secure to keep these large athletic dogs in, because if they find a weakness in the fence, they will soon escape out and get into all sorts of trouble. With this said, Cane Corso puppies should not be over-exercised because their joints and bones are still growing. Too much pressure on them could result in causing a dog a few problems later on in their lives. They should not be allowed to jump up or off furniture, nor should they be allowed to run up and down the stairs, for this reason until they are around 18 months of age. As with all breeds, there are certain things that you must buy well in advance of getting your Cane Corso. I've found the best prices for all the things I've recommended and listed links to them all in the description box below, so you can go check them out, whether you're thinking about getting a Cane Corso or you already have one and you're interested in what things I recommend in case you need to go and get them. So in conclusion, the positives include that the Cane Corso is a loyal family pet and companion. They are protective of their families without being aggressive, and they're impressive watchdogs that don't need to be trained. They are better suited to people who have large, secure back gardens, and they're low maintenance on the grooming and moderate shedders. Negatives can include that they're not the best choice for first-time dog owners, and they're strong and dominant by nature. They have large vet bills, so insurance is a must, and they're expensive to feed. The Cane Corso is also known to drool a lot, and they suffer from separation anxiety when they're left on their own for too long. They are wary of strangers, but a well-bred, socialised dog would never be aggressive. Click the top left video to see our tournament to determine the ultimate breed for first-time owners, or bottom left to check out another one of our videos I think you'll enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our daily uploads, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Canine Show.